Hello and welcome to the Euractiv Thought Leadership Interview. We're coming at you today from the Raw Materials Summit in Brussels, where people have come from all over the world to talk about raw materials. And one of those people is Ángeles Romo, who is the director of SQM Lithium Ventures. Now, that's the venture capital arm of SQM, which is a chemical and mining company based in Chile. Ángeles, thank you so much for joining us here for the interview.
Thank you very much to you. It's a pleasure to be with you today and to share some thought about how the innovation, entrepreneurship, and venture capital can help the raw materials problems, if you want.
Now, you're representing the investment arm of SQM, as I mentioned, which is focused in kind of three verticals. You're focused on three verticals: water, lithium, and electromobility. So tell us a little bit more about SQM Lithium Ventures and what it is you're doing here.
Yeah, it is quite interesting because, as you probably know, SQM is a big producer of lithium in the world, probably the cleanest or one of the cleanest in the world. We are very focused on production and we are very focused on how we can solve some big problems, and not only in our country, but also in the world. And 1 year and a half ago, more or less, we start speaking or talking about how we can face the windows opportunity and how we can bring much more technology and entrepreneurship and innovation to the company. Even this is a company very focused on innovation. We have more than 200 researchers in-house or working in Chile, and relationship with innovation centers and university. We realized that the link with startups or new entrepreneurs can bring speed to the industry. So we said, okay, let's to create this area, this SQM Lithium Ventures, as Series A and also a Series C. So what we are doing is to look for new technologies, new companies to support from the Series C in an acceleration program, but also looking for to invest in the next or the following series, the Series A. So we used to we run this acceleration program, and we also invest into the Series A in between $1 and $3 million plus follow-on. And the verticals is quite interesting because we are very focused on where we can add value to the startup. So we identify, we know about lithium, process linked to lithium, electromobility, or how we can add value to the process, and water, how we can support the process of to have available much more water in the world, not only in Chile, but also in the world, desalinization and evaporation, and etc. So our main verticals are in the main areas we can add value to the startup as well.
So you mentioned your particular role then at SQM is really focused on innovation. You mentioned that innovation is very important when finding those new uses, when finding those new technologies. So why is it that SQM identified innovation in particular as something so important to the company's future?
Yeah, you know what I think? But at the end of the day, the innovation is the result, or is a process that gives us the opportunity to solve new problems with technology, with not only technology and the product, but also in the business model, in how to go to market, and etc. So we know that probably we are facing a Windows opportunity in the core business of SQM, electromobility or lithium for pushing the electromobility industry, if you want. It's a Windows opportunity. We don't know how long it is, but we know we need to be aware about what is going to be the next generation of new businesses. So we want to be aware, and we want to support the creation of a new way, if you want, of new businesses. So, and if we can add value with all the knowledge that we already have in the company, we want to be there. And so yes, this is part of the process of the long-term view, if you want, for the company, and looking for how we can support the global ecosystem in terms of to support the creation of this new kind of companies.
So in this particular space in lithium, when you're looking at all these different companies at this early stage and you're looking at their technologies, what would you say is it that makes a company particularly innovative? What are those qualities that you're looking for?
It's interesting because people used to ask or tell me that we are looking for technologies. And even we are looking for technologies, obviously it's the core that we are looking for. We are looking for to support or to invest into technology business. So this is a particular combination of different things to get this kind of company. So first of all, we look for companies, or we look for projects or ideas with a clear value proposition. And what is that? Is a combination of technology, business model, fit to with the market, time to market, etc. The second area we used to evaluate is the team, or probably is the first one, the entrepreneurs, who is behind the company, Why is so important? Because as these companies are in the very early stage, suddenly we don't have any results about the process of the technology. And when we invest in entrepreneurs and the people in the team, we know they are able to replace, to change, to reapproach. So we are open always to reevaluate a new business technology, if you want, if we have a good team. So we used to evaluate the team, the founder who is leading the company, but also the team as a whole. We are looking for always complement talent, how they approach the technology, or the company since the technology point of view, but also from the market point of view, and also from the business model. And the third point, and I guess is quite important for us, is the fit with SQM. What we are looking for is not only to invest in a company, but also is to add value to that company. And in a sense, we want to receive value from the startup of the new company. So it's a win-win relationship. And we, for that reason, are always looking for companies in the area that we have knowledge, because we want to add value to the company. For the reason, the three verticals, because we do believe we have knowledge about electromobility, lithium, and water. So the fit with SQM is so important, because we realize that if the entrepreneurs are open to receive our support or networks or openness of the market, if you want, and if they're open also to give us support with a different view to the market or from the market. They give us a lot of information, a lot of data. They used to be far away from us in the market, you know what I mean? So typically they give us information or data about what is happening in the market in terms of the use, for example, of lithium in batteries or in etc. So basically, we have three components, but we are looking forward to have a good relationship with the startup, with entrepreneurs. We are looking forward to have probably a similar point of view about how we can add value to the ecosystem, if you want, and how we can cooperate or collaborate in between us to create a bigger startup or bigger company.
It's quite interesting that actually the people can be sometimes even more important than that technology, or at least as important. Yeah. That's a really essential ingredient. It's interesting. So when you're looking at future plans for innovation and for supporting these companies, what are you thinking about for the years to come in terms of what these companies are going to need, both in terms of financing, but also in terms of support, connections, that type of thing?
It's an interesting point because, as I mentioned before, we started 1.5 years, more or less, with both the acceleration program and also the Series A. We already have 4 investment companies from UK, 2 from UK, 1 from USA, and 1 from Chile. We are always looking for new opportunities to invest. That is in the Series A point of view. At the same time, we have been accelerating more than 30 companies in the acceleration program. In the very early stage, we give them a grant for $25,000 to prove, to have pilots in the approach to the company with mentors from SQM and also from Endeavor. We have a partnership actually with Endeavor. So what we have today is portfolio, if you want. So we have different companies looking for to scale. What we are looking for now is to have a very robust portfolio, looking for to support each other. They can support each other. They are approaching similar, probably not the same because they are in different verticals, but in different countries. So, but at the same time, that is very powerful for them to share experience, to share failures, if you want. So our main focus today is to complete the fund, the investment in the fund. We have invested almost $20 million. We need to continue investing for the following couple of years. Probably another 3 or 4 companies in the fund. And after that, well, we need to close the circle, if you want, because the first part of our work is to invest, and the second part of the venture capital fund or corporate venture capital fund is to organize the exit for the company. We don't want to be for longer in the company. We want to invest, to add value, to take an equity in the company, to give them all the value that we can, relationships, markets, mentorship, and etc. But at the end of a period, 3, 4, 5 years, we need to help them, the companies, to look for the next step. And if we are going to be part of that step, fine, but probably no, because they're going to need the following round of financing. So we need to have our exit at that moment, but at the same time, we want to engage with the following venture capital, private equity, government, I don't know who, but we need to support the process of scalability for the company. So it's very demanding because at the same time, you are looking for new companies, you are supporting the companies, you need to add value to these companies because that is the main work to enhance the valuation in that companies. And at the end of the day, we need to prepare the company for the next step.
So here in Brussels, raw materials such as lithium have come into a big political focus. I think we can see it with the attendance here, that this is a hot topic in Brussels right now, right? And it's especially so because the European Commission has come out with this a critical raw materials strategy, making it a priority to increase the EU's strategic autonomy when it comes to these raw materials. So given this increasing political focus, how can the industry adapt to meet these new critical raw material needs as are being identified by politicians right now? And what type of investment needs will that require when we're looking at kind of new push?
Yeah, it's interesting because in my personal opinion, the innovation is a crucial point or probably a bridge to reach these challenges. In this couple of days, the discussion is how we can collaborate all together to support the change or the transition in this process. So I always would like to say that I really believe that the creativity, the speed, the innovation, the technology of startups is quite unique. They have the intelligence, if you want, to solve or to see new problems for the future ones today, but it's for the future as well. So when you're thinking in innovation, or when I'm thinking in innovation, immediately I think that you have a bridge in between problems and solutions or entrepreneurs. So what we can do is to put all together. And here in Europe, in this specifically conference, you can see how all the actors in this relevant ecosystem are together collaborating or looking for a way to collaborate. You see, not only in Europe, but also globally. So you have universities, you have open innovation calls, you have academics, companies, big companies like SQM, you have the government really involved, and you have public policy very focused on how to enhance opportunities to bring or to put together both. So if you ask me, I would like to say that we need to identify what is the problems in the future or today for the future. And technology suddenly solve that kind of problem. For me, or for my company, or SQM, the main problems today or things where we want to add value is electromobility, how we can change the industry, and how can we add speed also to the industry, but also water, not only for Chile and not only close to the Salar, communities in the Salar, but also in around the world. Water is a problem, consumption of water is a problem globally, not only for today, for the future. So how we can add value since the technology to this global problem is the second one. And the third one, I'd like to say always, is the core business of SQM, which is lithium. We are always looking for how we can improve the production of lithium. We are always looking for the maximum standards. We are looking for to do it always in the best way, and always keeping in mind the relationship with communities, how we can enhance the quality of life of people living around the Salar as well. So for me, that is the main three big problems that we have.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's standing out to you right now in terms of parts of the industry that are showing the most promise for lithium in terms of innovation? What do you notice right now as really interesting areas?
I would like to say recycling is the one. Recycling is very promising. I mean, it is not probably a problem today, but it's going to be a problem in the next coming years, you know? So recycling, how we can, or circularity, if you want, how we can push the circularity since today. Research, looking for new methodologies for being better recycling is a key point. And at the same time, recycling is logistic. So you have an issue focused on logistic and how you can handle or manage the logistic behind the recycling process, So it's not only a technology issue, but also it's a business model, or it's a model how we can organize all of this. The second one I would like to say is DLE or new technicals, if you want to improve the process of extraction of lithium, membraning, how we can add value with new technologies to the process, how can we use less water or to evaporate less water in the process as well. So DLE could be a good, it's good to have in mind. And the third one I would like to say, lithium / energy / battery, batteries in general, kind of batteries as well, technologies linked to batteries. How is going to be the future battery? It's going to be like we know today, or it's going to be in a different way with different technologies. Yes, and the last one I would like to say, electrification in the whole definition of how we can move faster, if you want. How is it going to be the process in between today and in between the complete industry and electrification? So I guess we need several or some technologies in between both of them. So hybrid probably technologies could be interesting as well. So yes, we have a hope of new areas, new problems once again. And we have technologies attending that kind of new problems.
And for sure, the battery space is moving so quickly, right?
So quickly.
We don't know what the batteries are 5 years from now will be like. Super interesting area. Now, you mentioned that you're active globally, that you're looking at companies all over the world. How important is Europe as an innovation hub for you guys? And how does Europe compare to other parts of the world for innovation?
Yeah, well, I would like to say, and first of all, congratulations, because as I can see here, here in the conference, you have a very consolidated ecosystem. And once again, what you have here is different part of the ecosystem working together, open to add value to the complete ecosystem. So it's interesting because even we used to look for new technologies. What we find here is not only technology. We find here people open, looking for to share experience, looking for to create new markets, looking for to evaluate or re-evaluate policies. So that is absolutely good for us as well, because we want to learn about what you're doing here. We love to learn about your public policy and how the government is really involved in what is happening. Even this is a risky moment in the stage or the development of a new company. The government is very involved. The level of grants that you have here in Europe, in UK also, is amazing. The support of the government is interesting. So I would like to say that we used to come to Europe because you have high level of technology here in France, in Germany, also in UK, in Italy. But at the end of the day, we not only find technology, we find knowledge. Knowledge in the sense of to create a new global industry of entrepreneurship or innovation. And for that, we need to collaborate, all of us. And in comparison with others in the world, well, Latin America is just starting, for example, and doing this. We want to be very open to to the world, but we are so far away. So we need to came to here to share this experience. I guess you have different point of view, and you have different actors, private and public, and all together in an overall philosophy, if you want. And that is what I really like about Europe.
Well, last question before I let you get back to the summit. What's next for SQM Lithium Ventures? You're going to take what you learned and heard today. What are kind of next steps?
Yeah, it's a good question as well, because yesterday and today we have been talking about how we act to action. So this is an invitation for entrepreneurs, for investors, for government. We are, as SQM, as a big company, a global company, we are open to share experience, to support entrepreneurs, to co-live with other investors. We want to invite entrepreneurs and academics or universities, researchers, other companies, big companies as well, government, of course, public policy, to collaborate. This is my aim. I want to collaborate because I think in the global way we can do bigger things together. And this is a specific invitation to be part of this new revolution of new businesses, also new companies for the future. I really do believe in that. I believe that we can do something bigger if we are all together, working together for that purpose. In the tactic way, we have our next call at the end of this month for the acceleration program. So all the entrepreneurs who has an idea, a project, a technology, a piece of paper even, we want to invite you to be part of this acceleration program. We open the next call at the end of this month. We are going to run the following generation, the second semester of this year. So this is an invitation also to come along Chile, to know what we are doing down there in the Salar de Atacama, but also in Antofagasta city and in Chile. We have an enriched ecosystem locally. We are very open to receive talent from abroad. We want to bring talent to the country. So this is an invitation for all of you.
Well, Ángeles, Romo, thank you so much for joining us today. I'll let you get back to the summit and learn more about raw materials here in Europe.
Thank you so much to you.